Hi guys! Today I'm going to talk to you about why it's important to start chapter 1 off with a bang. And what does that mean exactly? Well, it means that when you're writing, you really want to have your first chapter stand out. And I'm not saying all my first chapters are perfect, but I'm a work in progress. And I try to make the first chapter as enticing as exciting as I can. Violence, sex, those are always great ways to enhance your first chapter, grab people's attention. I just find if you don't capture people's attention in the first chapter, you kind of lose them a little bit. And sometimes you completely lose them. I know if I pick up a book and the first chapter isn't riveting, if it doesn't sound exciting, if I'm not connecting with the character, if I'm just sort of and I don't really have time, I'm probably not going to read it. And that's why I try to have a lot going on in my first chapter. The last couple I've had started off with some violence or I can't remember the last. Violence for this one for sure. Then my latest book, "And the Devil Will Laugh." Books before that, one of them I had sort of a pivotal event that happened in the past in the first chapter. Another one I had just kind of things starting off in like chaos. People should be able to connect with it in some way, either because something crazy is going on and they're really kind of hooked right away, or maybe it's a personal thing. Like I have one book where George Hernandez comes to Canada, everything's going wrong, everything's screwing up at the airport. He tries to rent a car, doesn't get the one he wants, problems at the hotel. And I think people who've traveled probably relate to that, where everything seems to go wrong sometimes. And then when it starts, it just increasingly gets worse. Or in life, whether or not you're traveling the other way, that's usually how things go when they go bad. Not that they always go bad. Anyway, you know what I'm saying. So, I try to connect with people in some way, or, sex is a good way for the first chapter. People like that. Some kind of action or something that just grabs them. I always say you would just have to grab people by the throat. Not literally. Grab them by the throat. Not literally, though. First chapter. Make them want more. And that's so important. And I'm always very paranoid about the first chapter when I'm doing editing. I think I go through the first chapter a million times. I get other people to go through it. I still have people find mistakes because people love doing that. But, for the most part, I try to make it as exciting as I can. So that's why it's important to make chapter 1 stand out. Now, chapter 2, sometimes it kind of falls a little flat. You have to be careful of that, and I've actually talked about that in a blog. You don't want it to fall flat after the first chapter, because then people might also get bored. You're still at the trying to woo them stage. And, and like I say, any books, movies, television shows, I can think of a few television shows, for example, where that first episode grabbed me. And it made it stand out against the many other episodes, especially something like crime dramas. There's so many of them, or like anything with a hospital, doctors. I mean, there's certain kinds of shows we seem to have a lot of. And after a while, they start to kind of all seem the same. So if you watch one and it just grabs you, something really alarming happens or something you don't expect, then you're kind of hooked. You're like, oh, this one's a little bit different. And the same goes with books. There's a lot of books out there that are kind of start off the same and, just not cool. It's just not cool. It's not going to grab anyone. People expect more, so you got to give them more. Anyways, that's my thoughts on it. Thank you guys. Check out my website, Mima on Fire. Have a great day. Bye-bye.